So, good morning again. So, in this session, pag-aaralan natin kung paano mag-prepare ng financial statement. Unahin na natin ang statement of financial position. So, statement of financial position, it is a statement that shows the financial position or condition of an entity by listing all the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a specific date. So dito, sa financial statement na to, makikita natin ang lahat ng ari-arian ng business. Kung ano-ano yung mga iyon at kung magkano pa. Makikita din natin kung magkano yung utang ng business at yung equity ng business o yung shares ng may-ari sa asset ng business. So tulad ng nakikita niyo dyan sa example. Example na yan. So may formula tayo dito. Pero yung formula dito is very basic lang, na asset is equals to liabilities plus equity. So dapat makikita natin dyan sa balance sheet is balance siya. Tulad ng example dyan. Next is may dalawang format ang pag-prepare ng financial statement of financial position. Report form tsaka account form. Yung nakikita niyo example dyan ay report form. So paano i-prepare? I-prepare ang report form. So, list the assets followed by the liabilities, then the owner's equity in vertical sequence. So, sunod-sunod yan pababa. Paano naman pag account form? Ganito naman yun. List the assets on the left and the liabilities and equity to the right. Tulad na nakikita natin sa illustration. So, isa pang important reminder sa pag-prepare ng financial position ay yung classification ng asset at liabilities. Kailangan mag-classify natin sila into current and non-current. Kapag current asset, yung asset na ito is convertible into cash within or less than 1 year. Kapag more than 1 year is non-current na yun. Same sa liabilities. So next financial statement is statement of performance or income statement. Same lang yan. So ipinapakita ng financial statement na to yung performance ng negosyo kung may profit ba or loss at the end of the period. So statement of financial performance, it is a statement that shows the performance of the business for a given period of time. So, yung nakikita niyo dyan ay isang example ng statement of financial performance o income statement. Ganyan yung format sa pag-prepare ng income statement. Una na yung revenues or sales unless all the expenses para makuha yung profit. So, another financial statement is the statement of changes in equity. So, statement of changes in equity, it summarizes the changes that occurred in owner's equity. Pinapakita nito yung updated na ending balance o yung share ng capital account ng owner ng business. Pinapakita kasi ng statement of changes in equity kung magkano yung investment, magkano yung nagdag out of profit ng business o magkano nabawas out of withdrawals or losses ng business. So, tulad ng ibang FS, ito din ay may sinusundang formula. So, paano nga ba makuha yung ending balance ng capital? So, beginning capital plus investment plus net income or less net losses tapos less withdrawals. So, ganyan lang kasimple i-prepare ang statement of changes in equity. So, dito na tayo sa cash flow. Statement of cash flows. Statement of cash flows provides information about the cash receipts and cash payment of an entity during the period. It is a formal statement that classifies cash receipts into a cash payments outflow, into operating investment and financing activities. Ang statement of cash flows ay isang report kung saan ipinapakita nito yung paglabas at pagpasok ng pera sa company. So bakit ba importanteng ma-monitor ng mga accountant as well as mga business owners yung inflows at outflows ng cash? So una, kasi ito yung pinaka-liquid na asset sa company. Ito yung pwedeng kuhanin ng mga employees, pwede rin nakawin, madaling nakawin to kasi pinaka-liquid na asset. At ito rin yung pinaka-importanting asset natin kasi it is used for our operations. So, pag sinabi nating inflows, ito yung pagpasok ng pera sa company. Pag sinabi namang outflow, ito yung paglabas ng pera sa company. So, kung inflow man o outflow, ika-classify natin yung mga transactions that involve cash into operating, investing, and financing activities. So, paano ba natin malalaman kung operating, investing, at financing siya? Dito muna tayo sa cash flow from operating activities. So, cash flow from operating activities generally involve providing services and producing and delivering goods. Cash flow from operating activities are generally the cash effects of transaction and other events that enter into the determination of profit or loss. This cash flow can be presented using either the direct or the indirect method. So, may dalawa tayong method, direct and indirect method. So, using direct method, the entity's net cash provided by use in operating activities is obtained by adding the individual operating cash inflows and then subtracting the individual operating cash outflows. Sa indirect method naman, derives the net cash provided by use in operating activities by adjusting profit. Ito yung example. By adjusting profit for income and expenses item not resulting from cash transaction. The adjustment begins with profit followed by the additional expenses and charges. Example, yung depreciation expense that did not entail cash payments. Then increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities involved in the determination of profit but which did not actually increase or decrease cash, are subtracted from profit. Finally, decrease in current asset and increases in current liabilities are added to profit to obtain net cash provided or used in operating activities. Let's see. So, dito. Cash flows from operating activities. So, under operating activities, under cash inflows, we have receipts from sales of goods and performance and service performed. So, So, lahat ng pera na pumapasok sa company dahil nakabenta sila ng goods or nag-perform sila ng service, that is inflow under operating. Next is receipt from royalties, fees, commissions, and other revenues. Ito yung mga kinitang pera mula sa iba pang pwedeng pagkuhanan ng kita ng business. More likely, ito yung revenues ng business. Next is so, pagka outflows naman, karaniwan dito ay yung mga pagbabayad natin ng mga expenses. Una na dito is payment to suppliers of goods and services. Nagbayad tayo sa suppliers para sa yung, di ba, bumili tayo ng goods. Yung binayad natin doon. Next is payment to employees. Yung pagpapasweldo sa mga empleyado. Next is payment to taxes, pagbabayad ng buwis. Payment of interest expense, pagbabayad ng interest, and payment for other operating tax at operating expense. So, para mas madali natin maintindihan kung ano nga ba yung under ng operating activities, ito yung mga transaction that involves revenues account. So, tulad nga sa cash inflows, more on revenue na natanggap ng company. Kasama din dyan ang expense accounts. Sabi natin dun sa cash outflows, karaniwan ay payments of expenses. At kasama din dyan yung accounts receivables and accounts payable accounts. Pagka nagpautang tayo o pagka meron tayong nasisingil na pautang coming from our credit customer. So, under cash flow from operating activities, ito yung mga transaction that involves revenue, expense account, at saka accounts receivable and accounts payable accounts. So, under operating activities din, yung mga normal operations ng business, yung mga gastos at inflows sa normal course of the business. So, sa cash flow from investing activities. So, para mas madali natin maintindihan, it involves yung mga non-current assets. So, tulad na lang ng nasa cash inflow nito. So, receipts from sale of property and equipment. So, nagbenta ka ng machine, equipment, o property ng business. Yun ay non-current asset. So, pagka nabenta mo yung binayad sa'yo ng customer, yun ay cash inflow under operating activities. Next is receipts from sale of investment in debt or equity securities. Nagbenta ka ng equity securities. Pag sinabing equity securities, ito yung investment mo sa ibang company. Halimbawa, may stock ang business sa ibang company, tas binenta mo yung stocks na yun, so that is also under investing activities. Receipts from collection on notes receivable. May nagbayad ng utang sa business na under ng notes receivable. So, yun. Sa cash outflow naman, kapag tayo naman yung bumili ng property, equipment, or ibang property, so outflow ng cash yun, like payments to acquire property and equipment, payment to acquire debt or equity securities. Bumili ka ng equity securities sa ibang company o nag-invest sa ibang company. Naglabas ng pera, so that is under investing activities. O kaya naman, payment to make loans to other generally in the form of notes receivable. Ikaw naman yung may utang, nagbayad ka naglabas ka ng pera doon. So, para mas madali natin maintindihan mga transaction that involves transaction under cash flow from operating or investing activities, it involves non-current assets, notes receivable accounts, and debt securities. So, next is cash flow from and financing activities. So, ang mga involved na account dito is yung owner's equity, withdrawals, and notes payable accounts. So, in cash flows, receipts from investment by owners, kapag may investment coming from the owner, nadadagdagan ng perang capital ang owner ng business. Next is receipts from issuance of notes payable. Nangutang yung business, therefore may inflow ng cash yung business, pero dapat under notes payable. Nag-issue tayo upon dun sa pagkakautang natin. So, outflows, cash outflows. Cash outflows naman tayo is payments to owner in the form of withdrawals kapag nag-withdraw yung owner. And then, payment to settle notes payable. Nagbayad tayo para ma-settle yung notes payable. So, that is under financing activities. Ito yung mga owner's equity, withdrawals, and notes payables account. So, para mas madali nating maintindihan, nag-prepare ako ng example ng ledger ni Chimi Communication. Dito tayo magbe-base para mas madali. So, una, determine muna natin kung inflow o outflow. Inflow or outflow. So, para mas madali, lahat ng debit, yan ay inflow. Lahat ng credit, yan ay outflow. So, next naman is i-classify natin kung operating, investing, o financing ba ang bawat transaction. So, una na dito is investment of owners. Ang investment of owners ay financing. Next is purchase of service vehicle is investing. Payment of electricity bill, operating. Payment of insurance, operating. Purchase of computer, investing. Owner's drawing, financing. Service revenue, operating. Cash donations, operating. Payment of service vehicle, investing. Payment on rent, operating. Tas payment on salaries, operating. So ganito i-present ang statement of cash flows. First line, company's name. First line, company's name, yung nandyan sa taas. Company's name. Na yung Chimi Communication din. The second line is kung anong FS ang gagawin. Pero yung FS na gagawin natin dito is statement of cash flows. Tapos yung date. Sample na dyan is yung for the month ended August 31, 2008. So, and then, i-classify na natin yung tatlong activities. Pag-iwalay natin yung operating, investing, at financing. So, una na dito is yung cash flow from operating activities. So, di ba, tapos na natin i-classify yung transaction dito. Yan, nakikita nyo na yung mga financing, operating, investing dyan. So, sa example transaction, may 6 tayo na naklasify na under operating. Isang inflow at 5 outflow. So, di ba, yung inflow dyan sa operating activities is yung service revenue na 135,000. So, ilalagay natin dito sa cash flow from operating activities, cash received from customer worth 135,000. So, next is yung mga 5 outflows. 5 outflows. Yan yung mga expenses natin. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Payment of electricity bill na 1,600. Payment of insurance, 12,000. Tapos, cash donation, operating. Payment on rent, tas payment on salaries. Andyan, lahat yan. Pag inflows, add. Pero pag outflows naman, dito, ililess. So, nakuha natin yung 88,400 na net cash provided by kasi positive yung nakuha natin by operating activities. Next naman is cash flow from investing activities. May 3 tayong na-classify sa transaction. Yan. May 3 tayong na-classify dyan. Ito, investing, yung purchase of vehicle na 200, tapos purchase of computer, tapos yung payment of service vehicle. So, lagay na natin sa statement of cash flow. So, ayan, cash flow from investing activities. Payment to acquire service vehicle. Kaya naging 215 yan kasi pinagsama ko na yung purchase of service vehicle na 200. Tapos, yung payment of service vehicle. Yung payment lang din to. Ano to? So, next is the payment to acquire computer equipment na 10,000. So, outflow yan kasi, di ba, payment nga, lumabas na pera, kaya less only. Nakakuha tayo na 225,000 negative, kaya net cash used in investing activities. Next, cash flow from financing activities. Cash flow from financing activities. So, dito sa transaction na to is may 2 tayong na-classify na financing activities. Yung investment of owners, kaka yung owners withdrawal. So, cash received as investment by the owner na 1,500,000. Cash inflow yan. Tapos, yung payment for withdrawals by owners na 5,000 cash outflow. Kaya 1,500,000 less the withdrawals na 5,000. Kaya nakuha natin yung 1,495,000 na net cash provided by financing activities. So, para makuha natin yung net increase in cash, i-add natin lahat yung i-add natin yung operating, investing, tsaka financing. Pero yung sa investing, negative. Kaya ililess. So, 88,400 less the 225,000 na net cash use in investing. Tsaka yung i-add yung 1,495,000 na financing activities. Kaya nakuha yung 1,358,000 na 358,400. So, sa statement of cash flow, may i-add na cash balance. Kaso sa transaction natin, wala tayong cash balance. Cash balance at the beginning of the period, zero. Kaya yung cash balance at the end of the period is 1,358,400. To check kung tama yung nakuha nating ending balance, tignan natin yung running balance ng cash account. Ayan yung running balance na 1,358,400. Yan yung ending. Yan dapat yung makukuha natin dun sa cash balance at the end of the period. So, ganyan i-present yung statement of cash flows. So, may tanong ba? Fire up na lang if walang questions. Wala talaga. Pag may question kayo, tanongin niyo si Rosa.
Sige lang.
One namin
Pero
yan.
lang,
Kaya naman
focus
nila
muna
yan.
sila sa simple, sa basic mo.
Kaya nila yan sila. Ayun. No further questions? If
So,
wala na,
Sige.
ayun. O nga pala sa mga may exam dyan, good luck. God bless. At sa mga tapos ng exam, good job. Ayun. Tapos if wala ng docu na? Docu?
Oo.
Take the
Mag-open
lead.
na lang ng cam, tayo.
Sige.
Ayun, yung business ng mga, kasi para makapag-review. Hindi na ba mag-open si screen? So, okay na to siguro. Ay, sige. Sige, smell na lang. So, 1, 2, 3. Yo. Thank you.
Ayun. So, next meeting, parang review na lang ng accounting cycle. Parang konting question and answer lang like last time. And then, after that, by next meeting, mag-start na tayo sa merchandising. So, So, thank you sa participation today. Have a lovely rest of the day and God bless future CPAs. Thank you.
Good luck ulit sa exam.